Hello, YouTube. It's been a while since I've done any sort of yap and play about a deck. I ended up spending way too much time on this coaching video that I have coming up. I need to re-revise the script, so that's still not showing up soon, and I need to get back into uploading videos. Lol. Anyways, today I present Miraidon, specifically Jesse Parker's Miraidon, because in my extended absent, I have not been sitting idle, and I have been grinding his deck to very high ladder. I wish I knew what top percent of players I am, and I crash out about this in the video, but currently I am hovering around 1800. And generally speaking, 1800 plus is considered a great rating, with 1900 plus being the rating where the pros hover around. Either way, Miraidon. Yes. Miraidon has existed in a weird spot ever since last rotation. It can never quite seem to get its feet back underneath it once the Forest Sealstone rotated out and all of the V Pokemon. It's still kicked around every now and again, owing just to the absolute strength of Iron Hands, but decks like Joltik Box and Joldengo just ended up being better abusers of Iron Hands due to the unreliability of getting turn to amp you very much with Electric Generator. So, enter in Magneton, Zekrom, and a restructuring of the deck's identity from being a go second deck to being a go first deck, with 4 Carmine, 2 Squawk, and all the ball surge that you can reasonably run in this deck. Jesse Parker found a gap in the meta because of all of these slow go second decks that are evolving. So being able to go first to set up for an immediate amp you very much with the help of Magneton ends up working out really well, just because of all of these decks that can't really handle a turn 2 amp. Or at the very least, they really dislike it. Because by the time they start being able to mount a comeback, you ideally either have Zekrom ready to go, or they have a 2 prize liability on their bench that you can take out with Ursaluna. The only problem this deck has, which is the problem for all Beat Sticks decks, is the linear nature of its game plan. You just don't have the ability to Iono your opponent to 2 and counter catcher up their draw engine to mount a comeback. You are either turn 2 amping with Iron Hands or you are turn 2 losing. So that makes this video distinctly more entertaining than instructive. I'm also by no means a Miraidon expert. I truly just saw a deck that was able to abuse the metagame currently, and I used that to carry me to 1800 on the ladder. But yeah, that's the deck. The only things of note to talk about tech-wise is the Defiance Band and Switch. Defiance Band just helps deal with the early Bravery charms that Guardy throws down often, and it's often active with the help of Magneton turn 2. It also helps your math when Miraidon has to act as an early attacker to knock things out like Raging Bolt, and then Switch is here just to counter Retreat Lock. There's not a ton of Retreat Lock running around, but relying solely on Prime Catcher to get you out of it is not a great idea. So the deck is forced to be honest with the one copy of Switch. My 61st card for this deck as well would be a PAL pad. Some games you are just discarding all of your bosses by turn 2 and being able to shuffle 2 of them back in, both for those late game combinations you need in order to win the game, or to just have a gust effect period, because you very often do just run out of all 4. But yeah, the rest of the deck is very self-explanatory. You do the 1-1 Magnemite split so that you can accelerate energy with a 1 prizer in the active if you brick. And I think that's all the important stuff to talk about the deck. On one final note, because ladder is resetting soon, this deck is really good at dealing with all the low elo jank in Great Ball League. So when Mega Dream comes out, I'm sure some stuff will change, but I see this deck being relevant until rotation. So without further ado, don't forget to subscribe, like, check out the Metafy in the description and to join the Discord if you want to talk with me / have questions. Now let's get to the games. Okay, take two, 1772. I just lost one to a Guardy because I had such a slow start, but I misplayed as well. And anyways, what I was talking about before I restarted the recording, because I'm just died as I kept making misplay after misplay, because I need to redevelop my skill of being able to record a YouTube video while playing the game. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Anyways, 1772. Not my peak. My peak I'll flash on the screen here if I decide to edit, but it was 1806 this season. And I'm very proud of that, but it's certainly pretty up there, but most of the pro players and stuff like that hover around 1900. And it's hard to say where I am in the population in terms of like percentage. Am I in the top 30%? Am I in the top 15%? Am I in the top 1%? We have no way of knowing because Pokemon's not releasing any sort of leaderboard or anything like that, which is really annoying and all of this fun stuff. Anyways, Pipe Ear. I wonder if this is actually Piper. That would be funny, but I doubt it. Piper's not really an online grinder from what I know. Anyways, Dreepy, your turn. Getting rid of Super Rod and Prime Catcher here isn't great, but it's also not the end of the world. So let's just grab Miraidon. Maybe we're supposed to grab Squawk, but I think I care more about oh no, we do grab Squawk. Yeah, we just grab Squawk. Go Carmine. Beautiful. Nest Ball. Miraidon. Tandem Unit. Iron Hands. Don't grab Zekrom yet, we don't need it. Electric Generator. Electric Generator. So we only have one discard so far, so we're actually gonna Squawk and Seize here. Just because the chances I draw into one are pretty high. Electric Generator. And I guess it's just Latias, and then we can just play through this, right? Okay, or that. or my opponent can just concede. Yeah. Let's just hop right into the next one. That's the strength of Miraidon. I would not be surprised if I'm able to get through like 5 games here before I say that that's enough for my recording, but like the whole draw of this deck is the fact that you're a go first deck in a very go second heavy meta. So that's like why I've been able to climb so hard and so fast, because like I was only like 1700 like 3-4 days ago. I just started spamming Miraidon as soon as I saw Jesse Parker's list, and I was like, ooh, that's cool. Let's play that. And the rest is history. I just kept facing like Grimmsnarl, Dragapult, Grimmsnarl, even Goldengo's not that bad if you are able to go first and they aren't able to get a turn 1 knockout. And that matchup's really weird. Basically, if they get Boss's Orders, Soul Rock, Knockout, Magnemite, GG's, pretty much. You don't really have a way of coming back from that. You can do some fancy stuff, and there's an argument that you shouldn't really be benching Magnemite, but if they get the turn 1 knockout on Magnemite, it's not the end of the world. It's just that from there, you need to hit your electric generators in order to be able to get the knockout. Otherwise, it can just start getting pretty brutal. But yeah, the idea of this deck is that in such a... Okay, hold on. I'm going to pause the recording while we wait for a match. There you go. I was unironically sitting in queue for 3 minutes. I was like, oh wait, that's right. I'm high enough elo now that it actually takes me a while in order to find a match. So there's not that many people that it can pair me up against. I didn't see what my opponent's ranking was, and I wasn't able to unpause my pause on the recording fast enough to show it, but we're still up there, you know? Wow, this is an awful hand. Well, can always top deck something. I mean, when you're bricked, you know? Oh my goodness. Okay, so part of the reason why I'm dumping my hand here is just so that I can restart with Mew, but it's probably cooked. We'll see. It's Grim Snarl, though. Okay, it's not that cooked. Especially because they didn't have a turn 1 supporter. So do this. End turn. Doesn't matter if I use boss here or not, because it won't clear out my hand, but we're going to target down that Morgrim. Ugh, never mind. We're going to... Great question, actually. Hope to top deck... Well... Okay, play you. Play this. I do want to get rid of the Snow Run, but I think the Monkey Dory's more important. If my Zekrom dies, that's fine because of the Super Rod. But we could also theoretically knock out Morgrim. I think with how this game's going, we need to go for Morgrim. Part of that reason is because there's just a random hope that ooh, I can't use it though. There's a random hope that this will lead to me finding the way to win. There's quite a few problems going on right now, but we actually have the ability to go. It's a great question, actually. Ideally, I get 2 prizes with Iron Hands. Oh. They must have top decked that. I can't imagine they would have held off on using it for this long. Unless they were suspecting that my hand was as bricked, if not more bricked than theirs, which, fair enough. It's technically what it was. So here, this will be interesting. I think I'm realistically just trying to target down the Frostlass, but if they only get one more, now they're getting 2 Morgrims. What? Impidimps, not Morgrims. They're getting 2 Impidimps here, theoretically. Artisan. I don't know why they self-bumped there. They must play it here. Well, I guess they don't have to, but yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is a pretty bad spot. If that wasn't obvious. We have Professor's Research. All right. So what we gotta do here is we gotta go Iron Bundle. And we're just gonna go... I guess we'll grab Fez for next turn. force them to choose between these two things. Attach lightning to hands. Because right now we're just in high roll mode. We did not get there. Can I still potentially get there? Yes. Okay, so 230. You're not like I do not want to have to play through Zekrom for like ages, basically, but I can't even ban. Oh, I could. Let's go Artisan. Bench 70 HP Magnemite. Gives them a 3 prize turn, but that's not actually the end of the world. If we just keep Zekrom active as well, and just slash for 50. 20, 40. Yeah. Oh, but then they can target down my Magnemite. So I don't slash, I just pass. We chill. We chill. Ends turn. If they have counter catcher, it's GG regardless. Like they just counter catcher Mew, knockout Zekrom. Let's see it. I will say that's the only problem with this deck. Well, not the only problem. One of the bigger problems with this deck is the inability to get early big KOs. Just because it's so hard to find the damage output necessary. And then there's no space for anything like a Mega Manectric line or something like that. You just don't find it reliably enough. Okay, so that they do that. Get to... We push up bundle. No, it's push up Magnemite, right? Like, we're in such dire straits that has to be my way through victory. They go on to odd prizes. Oh, but I can always draw into my Prime Catcher. I do have to go Iron Bundle. Okay, go Iron Bundle. Spread to Magnemite. Because nothing can tank a hit right now. That's the other problem. I can't push up my Iron Hands or anything like that. So they go down to 3. What I ideally do here is knock out Morgrim, knock out Grimmsnarl. Let's see it. Okay, so do this. Grab you. Do that. Nest Ball. Or how much damage are you at? 290. We're just gonna go second hands, I guess. Like that just has to be the way I win now. 290. I can't rely on Bloodmoon. Don't need to switch. Just gonna attach this Defiance Band somewhere. Is this Defiance Band relevant? 240, 270, 280. Not really. We're just gonna attach it here. Go here. I have shuffled. So then we go here because there's nothing I can really fin out of my deck at this point. Can I get Mew draw here? Play you, discard 2. I can. Unfortunate. I do believe that is just game. We'll see. Draw. Raw. Um. Now with my bench full, this makes things really awkward again. I I can get 2 prizes here. Does that just lose me the game? Yes, if I use Magneton. That's just game, unfortunately. Nothing else to do. Can push up Iron Hands to tank, but this is just delaying the inevitable at this point. We'll just concede. We'll go next. That's the advantage of this deck for climbing, is how fast it goes. Alright, I will see you in the next game. Just rating check. We are now at 1770. And we're back. Up against 1781. Oh, they got the Bidoof as well. We have to win. I need to be the superior Bidoof player. That's just the rules. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, no, this deck is both really good and really bad. I will say, like, the biggest problem with this deck is the lack of agency. It's even worse than like with something like Goldengo, because it really does come down to, do you just hit the right cards turn one? And if you do, you just like almost instantly win. But here, actually, this hand's not that bad, especially against Goldengo, because I just need to tandem unit. We're going to grab Iron Hands and Magnemite. Oh, and them having to start Fez is also a big deal. Let's go here, here, here. Bam, bam. Yeah. Not like there's anything else I can really do here. Now, the reason why I played the Iron Hands from my deck rather than the one from hand is to fin my deck. Go figure. And then we are going to play down the Magnemite here because there's decent chances that I'll just be able to find the KO on the active Soul Rock or Lunatone if they knock out my Magnemite. But if they can't find the knockout on my Magnemite, it's Joldengo? Oh my god. It's freaking Joldengo. It's still fine. We're just, because it still comes down to who gets the first 2 prizes, but I need to try and not spend as many resources as possible, basically. Because they're going to try and play through Pikachu. I need to get the first 2 prizes on Joltik. Then the next 2. I can also get the first 2 prizes on Fez. We'll see here. That doesn't help because it doesn't turn my Magneton on. So the best thing for me to knock out here is Fez. So I think that's what we're going to push for. We can Prime Catcher up Fez, push up Mew. Ultra Ball, Way Hands Orders. Grab. It's a good question. I could see myself grabbing Bundle now, but I also see myself grabbing Fez just to set myself up for next turn. Because right now, what we're looking for is enough energy to knock out this Fez. Part of how we get there is with restart here for 1. Nope. Then discard hand. Okay, perfect. We got there. Doesn't really matter how I do it here, right? We just go Ultra Ball away these two things, and then we can grab not Zekrom, but like I guess Latias for next turn makes sense. But Bundle also makes sense. Let's do Bundle. And just go from there. So we have a pivot Pokemon already. Do that. They get 1. I get 2. They get 3. I ideally get 4. And then I win from there. Okay. Quite the start here. Quite the start. At least this is not a non-game. Regardless of what happens, this one's getting uploaded because at least there's a back and forth here rather than just an uninteractive. Oh, I guess I just dog out my opponent here. But this is why I wanted the Iron Bundle, is just to open up the options for the punish against Pikachu. And knock out my Miraidon. Now, this is a sketchy point. I guess I was supposed to grab another Miraidon, no? They go down to 2. I go Mew. Let's go Iron Bundle. Pop. Because I want to get Pikachu out of the active regardless. Perfect. Whiff, but we still have a lot of draw here. We're gonna flip the script first just to see. Go grab. So I just need a draw flu. How many bosses do I have left? I have 1 left in the deck. Let's go Nest Ball or Latias. Not necessarily for this turn, but for the next turn. Because I need this knockout here. We'll grab Bloodmoon. Just go... Because we don't need Zekrom. So we just go Professor's Research. And then hit 1 more. There we go. Perfect. Then we just go a chillin'. Retreat Iron Hands. And then the last thing we're hoping for here is the last boss, basically. So then amp you very much. I didn't even check if it was prized. Whoopsies. That's one card I've constantly considered in this deck, is the PAL pad. Just to shuffle back in bosses for like this exact situation. Now, a weird thing that could happen here is that we could just be fine. We'll see. There's another problem here is that Iron Bundle is no longer an out to win. It truly is just boss or bust at this point. Boss is up Fez. That's unfortunate. I think Iron Bundle becomes a win condition here, though. Yeah, so I just need to draw okay here. I need Night Stretcher or Super Rod and a search effect. Okay. We're going to grab out Magnemite from the deck. We have the bench space for that. Done. Professor's research. GG. I'm like thinking, why is Iron Bundle win here? They just push up Miraidon and my Iron Hands can't knock out. No, Bloodmoon set up. Hyper Blower, GG's. My brain had to like twist and turn for a sec there. If they hadn't benched Gimme Ghoul, I actually don't win here, but GG's. They were just kind of forced to, because otherwise they didn't have a follow-up attacker next turn. So I understand. They needed the Goldengo in order to win. Alrighty, I will see you all in the next game. And we're back. I just need one more actual game and not a non-game. Granted, this deck just blasts so fast. So do you want to go first? Yes. So like even like the non-games are still usually wins, typically speaking. We go Magnemite first. Hand's a little interesting. Wonder what I Ultra Ball for here. It's probably Squawk, right? Having to give up my Electric Generator doesn't feel great, but it's not like my hand has much going on right now. Yeah. What the heck? Why are they benching so many things preemptively? Ah, okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we do grab Squawk. Go 1, 2. Grab. And then 3, 4. Yeah. Grab Squawk. Play Squawk. You're supposed to take advantage of this electric generator here, unfortunately. But it's pretty easy to retreat my Magnemite out here. I don't need the switch for it. We will grab Miraidon. Right? Yeah, we will. Do Miraidon. Play Miraidon. Hand him unit. Grab hands. Done. Electric generator. Get 2 of 2. Squawk and seize the day. This is still fine. Electric generator. 1, 2. And so now we go. We haven't given up more bosses yet, right? Yeah. Now we go Carmine. We go Nest Ball. Mew. Attach. Retreat. End turn. Now, I wonder if I was supposed to keep the bosses in hand, actually, and just let my Magnemite die. I guess. Especially because this is a Mega Lucario deck. I have more ways of playing through this game than just strictly Iron Hands. So I should have thought about that more, especially if they aren't able to find a second Pokemon here. But if they just retreat into Fez here as a way to try and avoid getting turn 1 knocked out, then keeping my Magnemite alive and safe is good here. This deck doesn't typically run that many bosses either, preferring to go through Makuhita more than anything. It looks like we are good. Okay. So we get the first two. Do I preempt the Zekrom bench? I do preempt the Fez bench, if anything. Force them to choose. Play Fez. Carmine. Play Magneton. Especially with the Fez on their side, we're going to look for this angle eventually. And then just... They don't really have much, and I don't really mind giving them the +3 draw with Fez here. Because it's either I give them 3 draws with Lunatone and Solrock or 3 draws with Fez. It's better to go for the Solrock here. And then I wouldn't have had the opportunity to kill Fez if I had just kept my boss's orders in hand. Now they might go for my Fez with like a Mega Lucario, but that would be fine. Because then I would just go Iron Bundle, Magneton to react to whatever they Iron Bundle, right? Or whatever they put in the active. Could also even just go Night Stretcher for my own Fez to try and dig for my bosses and stuff like that. See, this deck is interesting, but like your thought process is way less complicated than your Gardevoirs and Dragapults. And I'm pretty sure I put up the non-game against the Grimmsnarl where I just didn't have an explosive turn 1, so it was just GG's from there. I forgot a very key feature of the Lucario deck, and that's the fact that Mega Lucario only does 100 damage with its first attack. They need the fighting whatever in order to deal more than that. But that's just GG. Right? Like I manual attached to Fez, retreat into hands. No point going for you. I want to keep you for later on. If they knock out my hands, I have a way of reestablishing one. We just amp them very much. Now this is probably going to draw them out of a dead hand, but that's fine. I'm okay with letting my opponent draw out of a dead hand once I take 4 prizes and they haven't taken 1 yet. So I imagine they're looking for the Mega Lucario here. Evolve into it, and then hope I don't have a way of knocking out Fez. They also do need... Okay, so no Iono, that's just GG. That's GG. They have no way of winning from here. Not with my hand. My hand's too strong, and with the Magneton guaranteeing my attachments to Miraidon, it's GG. It's GG. Like, I could literally have won here through a second Iron Hands, but I'll just go for the Fez knockout. You got this, opponent. They're... Oh no, Orajeb does 130. I'm thinking of Garchomp. Garchomp's first attack only does 100. Wrong Pokemon. What would be their out to win here? It would have had to have been Ionomi, knock out my Fezandipiti, and go from there. Yeah. So I knock out Mew, which does nothing. Does absolutely nothing. I don't even... Are they just like tilt playing here? They don't even knock out Mew here with first attack. I don't know if they know that. Okay, now they do. I don't know why they've done it this way. This is just tilt play, of course, because like knocking out my Mew here does actually nothing. They should have just knocked out my Fez. So I'm assuming the follow-up here is an instant concede, but we'll make it an instant concede by just going Iron Hands, boss's orders, GG. Easy. Okay, that one was fast. Still only 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Uh, well, I think that demonstrates the deck well enough. Oh, no, we're gonna do one more. Alrighty. Let's see if we get the wow, we've been down paired like crazy here. 1662 versus 1792. I wish they used like an actual elo system. Like, this is so goofy. So goofy. Anyways, moving on. Well, I've certainly had worse openers. I wish it were better, but we at least have Carmine to be able to play the game. Having to give up my Prime Catcher this early, though, does not feel great. And the bosses. And my Night Stretcher. Against Tank, a Scon, and an Electric Generator? I mean, I have to. My hand here is just dead. I either discard it now or I discard it next turn, you know? Nest Ball, Squawkabilly. How many ball search do we have left? All of it. All of the ball search. Oh! That's not good. 2 bosses orders prized. Fez here, Mew here, 1 Magneton here. Okay. We'll see. Squawk can seize the day. Okay, this is fine. Nest Ball. Miraidon. Now, if this is Tankaskon, Tanky Kangaskhan, this is rough. If this is Mega Box, this is okay. Not great, mind you, but okay. Yeah, and then just end turn, no. I don't think I want Latias active here, but why not? There's a few decks this could be that wouldn't cause me to crash out. Oh, frick. I forgot to attach Lightning Energy. That is my bad. Actually, no, keeping the Lightning Energy here is correct, just so that I can target things down. Mega Absol. Okay, so it is Absol Box. So we're just gonna punch for 220 and then 120, right? Yeah. can't can't snipe important things out of my hand if there's nothing important in my hand, you know? Oh my gosh. Okay, go Magneton. Yeah, because it's just like play initially through getting 4 prizes and then play through hands or Zekrom late game. So in that vein, we do this as we go. I don't have any draw here. I guess I can go through Kangaskhan first. 220 plus 120. Yeah. Do this. I do want Mew here. Let's go here, here. Here, here. This switch is kind of important, unfortunately. That's bad. Then go here. Blech. This is not a great turn. They just don't have the damage output for this matchup. I wish Mega Manectric was better. It definitely gets better with Mega Dream, and I'm going to be visiting that deck with Mega Dream, but right now, it's just a little suspicious. Oh, okay. Alrighty then. That is unfortunate, I will not lie. Claw of Darkness, go to 3. Okay, get rid of my research. So I can punch Absol then. And that's not great for them. Because then they just don't have an attacker still. Do I restart here? For what is the follow-up question to that question? Just go start attaching to Zekrom. Nah, I think it's still hands. We just want to pressure here. If they have to use Penny again, that's a good outcome for me. I don't mind them going down to 3 prizes because that doesn't really help them out all that much. If they attack with Mega Absol, then I can get a knockout here. Most Mega Boxes have been cutting the Yveltal, right? I'm pretty sure. No, it's still their pivot. So I'm still at threat of retreat lock, and then I had to give up my Prime Catcher. So like, it's not great, but what can you do? Okay. Interesting. It's going for the Turbo Energize. So then I go for the boss's orders with my Iron Hands. Cause it just sets me up nicely for either 4 prizes on Mega Absol or uh more of a threat. They can knock out my Miraidon here and make it so I don't get a 4 prize turn. but they're in dire straits. Bravery Charm, Nest Ball, Monkey Dory. Just need to knock out the attacker. Knock out my Miraidon. Unfortunately. Did we? We did not. Still have a chance here then. $150. So they go up to 200. Precious Trolley. Okay, so they aren't playing for Idaltol here. Oh, but they're... Oh, but Petra run back up? Wait, what? 140, 190. Interesting, interesting. Energy switch from Kangaskhan. They go Claw of Darkness. And then they're just gonna snipe my Ultra Ball. I should have... Well, no, it doesn't matter if I had played the Ultra Ball for Fez preemptively, because then they just snipe the Fez, so that doesn't change anything. It's not looking good, I won't lie. The fact that they were able to kill both my Miraidon and set up damage on my Iron Hands here is not what we want. To get rid of the Ultra Ball. 190. Yeah, because they can just straight up win this turn. I think that's GG. Because I don't have anything left, right? Can't go into Magnemite. Because then they just get a free prize turn. I guess there's still some hope here. Let's do this. Do this as like a false flag. Oh no, but I need to preempt the Ursaluna bench. And then it doesn't matter if I punch or don't punch here. We just gotta go for it. Kind of unfortunate that they found both of their pennies. If they hadn't found one of them at either point, we would have been fine. But what can you do? So then knockout hands. I gotta push up Ursaluna, but they just have boss most likely. Push up Ursa and get boss. GG. Yeah. GG. I wonder if it was ever a double Magnemite angle. 130, 230. Not really. Maybe I was still supposed to do that just to continue my attackers, because the goal is to pressure them until I can knock out their one attacker, but oh well, GG's. We were already pretty lucky that it was a non-Iveltal build, because there's not a whole ton to do against the Iveltal build. Alright, I'm sending it to the future me to do the outro. Almost got 1800 in this video, but I'll accept 1775. Okay. See ya! Alright, thank you so much for watching. I did some off-screen grinding. I ended at 1814. Can I show here? I hate the ladder. I hate the ladder so much. I hate it. I hate not knowing where I am located compared to other players. Anyways. If you're interested in learning to get as good as me, consider the Metafy. I just keep plugging the Metafy. I'm a better coach than I am a player, which says a lot because I'm a pretty good player right now. I still need to hit that 1900 mark, but we'll get through all the usual YouTuber noises. If you're interested in seeing what more I do in the future, there will be a coaching video coming up relatively shortly, so don't forget to subscribe if you wish to see that. And then, yeah, follow me on twitch.tv/datplatypus if you're a Twitch watcher, but I also go live on YouTube. And then join the Discord in the link below if you have any questions for me or just want to interact with me in general. Okay, I think that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and I will see you all next time.